Okay. Well, let's bring her out.
Does the court have right to be present for this?
No, this is, because that is a separate.
I
Yeah.
just want to know what's going on out there.
Well, if we have
I
to go, we'll bring him in if we need to, but he's here. I think. He's here, but we just don't need him right now.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Lewis. Well,
May I address the court, Your Honor?
yes.
Your Honor, we have, Ms. Lewis and I have discussed her plea agreement. We have signed, she has signed it. We have turned it over to the district attorney's office. Something came up Thursday. Ms. Lewis's 15-year-old brother was murdered. And the juvenile court somehow or other had made arrangements, and I've talked to them. They were going to take her this morning to view the body. And of course, she's here now. Now, she tells me she doesn't want to go to trial. She thinks it's in her best interest to enter the plea, but she's wanting a couple of days to clear her head because of the demise of her brother. I explained to her that I thought she would go to trial today if she did not enter the plea. She'd go to trial on October the 25th if she did not enter the plea. And the government just pulled me over the side and told me that's what's going to happen. So that's where we're at. And if we could wait a couple of days, I think that the plea would be all right. If we can't, the government's going to pull the deal if we don't do it today.
Okay, well,
And maybe.
I mean, I guess for me, if she is, if she's emotionally upset because of her brother, I can give her a day.
A day?
Yes. Because we're down to the wire.
I know that, Your Honor.
We've already been here one other time.
I was going to look on my calendar. I don't care what's on it. I'll be here.
All right. I don't have any issues about, given the circumstances, and were they going to take her today?
They were going to take her this morning, and if we can, and I don't know how we can get her back in time to do that, but maybe she can go this afternoon.
Okay, well, let me ask, Miss Lewis, raise your right hand and be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be true and correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Lewis, I'm sorry about your brother, but my question is to you. You've signed all the paperwork. Is it still your intention to enter this plea?
Yes.
Okay. If we continue it till tomorrow, will you think you'll be in a better mindset?
I don't know.
You don't know? The question is, do you think that's going to affect whether or not you want to go to trial, or you just want to have a time to just kind of chill, I guess, for better language?
Yes.
Okay, so if you were to be brought to court, this would be your last time. Otherwise, we're going to trial. Do you understand that? Because the state has all these, we have witnesses, we have to be ready. It's set for the 25th, which would be a week from today, 2 weeks. I'll give you till tomorrow, but under the circumstances about that. But we're going to have to do something tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
All right, so whatever you need to do today, but we'll bring you back here tomorrow morning. First thing in the morning, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Today, Governor Bill Lee would not say whether he will call on a special session to address COVID-19 measures, but instead is leaving it up to legislators. But some feel these taxpayer dollars could be better used elsewhere. COVID-19 protocols have been a hot topic of debate for almost 2 years now. If approved, the special session would start on October 27th.
It's a waste of taxpayers' monies. It's fiscally irresponsible. And again, it could create more harm to our community and Tennesseans than good.
While Republican legislators have not talked about what specific measures they would want to address, many have spoken out against vaccine mandates. I know you've expressed concern with the president's vaccine mandate, and I know that some GOP members are calling for legislation to not allow companies to require vaccines. Would you be on board for that?
I know there's a lot of conversations about what needs to be done, but I've not been involved in the legislature's conversations around where they're headed with a proposed special session, so I can't really comment on that.
Where do you stand on employees who choose to get fired rather than get vaccinated?
I encourage Tennesseans to get vaccinated. It is the single most important and effective tool that we have to battle the pandemic. But I do not think that we should mandate vaccines.
In a Fox 17 News Facebook post, a majority of Tennesseans feel employers should not fire their employees if they choose not to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
This is a political stunt by my colleagues across the aisle. They should know, if they don't already, that the president has more power than they do.
Companies who have vaccine mandates like Blue Cross Blue Shield fired 19 Tennessee employees for not getting vaccinated.
Tennessee is an at-will employment state. Employers can fire employees for any reason in the state of Tennessee. Governor Bill Lee is very proud of that.
If the governor does not call on a special session, both the Senate and House would have to decide whether to hold one or not.
The historic Buena Vista neighborhood borders Rosa Parks Boulevard, Jefferson Street, and sits right down the street from highway ramps. Neighbors say the neighborhood is used as a cut-through to get to and from downtown, and those drivers are not respecting the people who live there. This friendly sign welcomes people into the historic Buena Vista neighborhood just north of downtown Nashville. Neighbors have spent thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours beautifying this area, and spent thousands more after the March 2020 tornado damaged their efforts.
We spend hours and hours beautifying and cleaning up our community, from the trash cleanup days to planting and to maintaining the parks in our neighborhood. But just beyond the sign, you'll find a downed tree and mangled utility system. It's the damage left behind after a driver plowed through the median that neighbors use their own money to keep up. What we're experiencing now is that these issues are starting to affect things that we as a community have invested in. Neighbor Phil Cabucci says reckless drivers are an ongoing issue in this neighborhood. Drivers cut through this area to get to and from downtown, and Phil says many drivers don't respect the speed limit or the pedestrians and cyclists that share the road. We're at a point where enough is enough. The Neighborhood Association is calling on Metro City leaders to make some changes. They want to be included in safe street programming and want new traffic calming measures installed to slow down cars. It's something they've been trying to do for years with no success. We're just at a point now where we're sick and tired of it and we want answers. I reached out to the Nashville Department of Transportation to find out if they're working on a traffic study for this area and if they'd consider making changes like adding stop signs or speed bumps. I'm waiting to hear back. What we're hoping for is that NDOT can step up to the plate, come back to us with a very clear and specific answer as to what they can do for our neighborhood to ensure the safety of our residents. Phil hopes someone will pay attention before another wreck puts someone in danger. Phil says he knows they are not in the only neighborhood experiencing this issue, but he says a unique thing about Monroe Street is that it's significantly wider than most roads, so one thing he'd like to see addressed is narrowing that road to help slow cars down.